Hi
Hi
everyone,
everyone,
Anthony
Shofty Stutano
Fantano
here,
here, the
internet's
internet's
busiest
busiest
anime nerd. Welcome to my new weekly series. It's 2018, baby. Anything's possible. New room, new lights, new everything. Fresh start. We're gonna do a new, fresh series to start 2018. First, I think my first video 2018. Let's do it. Let's fucking. We're gonna talk about Darling in the FRANXX every week. I don't know what the series is gonna be called. We're gonna do a God Tier Weekly. Got a Darling in the FRANXX. Name work in progress. Darling in the FRANXX is a show. It's a show that just aired today, January 13th, 2018. It is brought to you by Trigger and A1 Pictures. Trigger, such faces behind Kill la Kill. That's it. Then A1 Pictures did, and that's it. But they're working together, and they're gonna make a good. They're gonna make a show. Trigger's last thing that they did, I think it was the last thing. Oh well, actually, the last original project that they did. Let's say, because they did Little Witch Academia last, I think, but that's not. That was based off the OVA and movie and all that, so I don't really count that. The last original thing they did was Kisniver, which apparently I have not seen it, but apparently it's not very good. This visually actually looks a lot like Kisniver. Um, the difference between this and Kisniver, though, is that one, A1 Pictures is involved, which I think they're lending themselves to the. It feels like they're lending themselves to the art style more than anything. Maybe like the story too. Um, that's the only A1 Pictures vibes I've gotten so far, but everything else seems like triggered, like exactly what you would expect from a Trigger show. But I'll get into that more. I guess I'm gonna have to each week describe what happened in the episode for the sake of anybody watching. I don't know if it's better to do that or if it's worse. Who knows? Maybe I'll switch it up. Maybe I just won't do it sometimes. Fucking this is a lawless wasteland. Let me talk about the episode first. So it starts off, and it's like main character. His name's like Hero or something. I think his name's Hero. I honestly don't. I no. I think that's it. Anyway, he is some shit happened. It's still not fully clear by the end of the episode what exactly happened, but they're in these robots where it's like Pacific Rim type shit, where they have to like be linked up, um, or even like Evangelion type shit. But there needs to be two people in the robot, and they need to be linked up. And it's I guess they show at one point that he couldn't link up with his partner, I guess, or the robot. I don't know. It's unclear. But he's like all pissy about that. He's like, "Oh, I can't believe I fucked up." He's like, it's unclear exactly why, but people seem to think that it's his fault more than hers. I no clue why. So then it cuts to this fucking girl who has horns and things. Um she's like a freak. This first episode introduced a lot of concepts and things, which is why I'm hesitant to go into the full detail of it. Basically, they're called parasites, the pilots of the FRANXX, I guess they're called. Which it makes sense later. They basically just title drop later. I literally just like zoned out for 2 minutes because I was trying to think of where I left off. I'm fucking. I left off in life. Yeah, so they cut to Weird Girl, and she's clearly like also a main character. She's like the female lead, I guess you could say. and she is fucking insane. She's like crazy. She's probably the most like trigger thing about the show so far. She's just so bizarre. So she's fucking whatever. She's fucking crazy bitch. And everybody's like, "Oh, she's a freak. She licks herself." She's like, I don't like the way I taste. I want to go swim." So they land on this place, which is like a space colony type Gundam place. This really felt like the first episode of a Gundam series. The way they introduce like 50 concepts, and then you get the big mech at the end of the episode. So they land, and there's like this old man with robot face. He's not important yet. So she just fucks off, and she's like, "I'm gonna go find a lake," and she finds a lake, and she swims naked in the lake, and then Hero's out there too, because he's like being a fucking edge kid. He finds her clothes. He's like, "Oh, she's swimming in the lake," and then it like shows her naked silhouette swimming in the lake, which I thought was interesting actually, because I was expecting them to just go full whole hog and just show her naked. Maybe not like full naked. I don't think Trigger does full naked usually, but I thought they would at least show her like her skin. But then they didn't. But then they did when she actually got out of the water, which was weird. I guess because it was just like a little artsy thing they were doing. I don't know. But she gets out of the lake and she doesn't care that she's naked at all, because of course she doesn't. And she's like, "Oh, I've taken a liking to you." You're like, okay, well these two are obviously going to be together in a pilot thing, because like you just did it to yourself. Why you got to do it to me like that? Really did it to him. Did it to him. Right? You just had to do it to him. So, so they have like this weird encounter or whatever, and then we go back to the entrance ceremony, because it's like a school kind of thing, I guess, academy type thing. It's kind of not explained too much because they want to focus on explaining the mechs more than anything in like the universe. He's like seeing his old partner off because she's like fucking got expelled, or she's leaving because she can't do it anymore. It's really unclear exactly what the case is, but I'm sure we'll find out. So then he sees her off, and he's gonna leave too, but she like stops him from leaving. She throws a suitcase at him. She's like, "No, you still have hope here. Bye." And then she goes on a thing, and then she's like, "I don't think I'm ever gonna see you again. So here, take my shit and divide it up with everyone." And he's like, "What the fuck do you mean?" And maybe we'll never know what she means, but at like 10 seconds later, a giant monster comes out of the ground and rips her fucking pod apart. So was she a future reader? Did she think she was gonna kill herself or something? I guess we'll never know. Because she's dead. She's super dead. So this giant dinosaur monster, like a robot dinosaur, like Horizon Zero Dawn style, comes up out of the ground. It basically just starts attacking the base. The base has like guns and shit, and Hero's there. He's like, "Whoa, I hope I don't get shot." This is where I started to see like concepts from other Trigger-esque shows, namely other shows featuring Imaishi, who is, I believe, the director for this show. He worked on Gurren Lagann, I believe he was the director, but this show, essentially, what I've gathered, is essentially a combination of Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill's concepts. Also, I guess, kind of Kisniver. There's always, like, two entities that link up in some manner to have power to fight bad people. Like in Kill la Kill, you have Ryoko, whatever. You have her, and you have her outfit. You have her outfit, essentially. They work together to become like a big bitch. They work together to become big fighter bitch, but not really big. But you get the point. Gurren Lagann, you have your spiral energy. You have you working with the robot via your energy, whatever. Which I think this is like a mixture of those two concepts. And then in Kisniver they like work together because they all feel the same pain or some stupid thing like that, and I think they have pain power. I don't know. So you have in this, you have the two people. In the special, so he gets into the mech with the girl because her partner is like half dead. Like he's like Rei Ayanami on his deathbed. Don't make him get into the robot, hero. Get into the fucking robot. So they get into the thing and she kisses him and holds him, and then they like are in the pod, and that's like their unison, and she's like got him like this, and they're making out. And it was like a four-legged animal, the robot, and then it turned into like the cover art, like I'll put it up like here. It turned into that. That makes me feel like it's a combination of Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill, but also the fact that there is an academy, which I guess you could argue just anime has schools in it, but there's that, and the universe that they're in. They're fighting beasts, which that was like the thing from Gurren Lagann, is that the beasts, there's the beast men who control like the big beast mechs or whatever. So I'm getting like vibes from that. It seems like a very dystopian world. But then you have like the Gundam vibes of the space colony and thing, which like obviously you don't have to compare the show to everything else, but I feel like it's just so hard not to. Like when you're dealing with this genre. That's I think that's all I needed to say for right now. Yeah, that was pretty much they kill the big monster, which is they're called Klaxosaurs, and the girl has part Klaxosaur blood. I don't fucking know that. That sounds like some stupid bullshit. A1 Pictures gave the name Klaxosaur, I'm sure. It's weird that it doesn't feel like A1 Pictures had that much involvement as far as the first episode goes, but we'll see. That's what, like, this series is either going to be very good or it's going to crash and burn very quickly. I feel like it'll be in like 3 episodes. I feel like it'll be very apparent around like the episode 4, episode 5 range. It'll be very apparent which direction the series will be going. First episode so far, though, it had some cool visuals. The robot fighting the monster thing wasn't as over the top and crazy, I feel like, as other triggers and Gynaxes would have done, other Imaishis, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I would rate the first episode it was like a 7 out of 10. So it's a strong 7, I'd say. Like a 7.5 or like a 7.45. We're gonna get into real decimals. I'll see you next week on Saturday for some more Darling in the FRANXX. Every week. I won't miss a week. That's not a single one.